In the late 1950s, during the peak of the Cold War, the United States was in an arms race unlike anything the world had seen. And in the desert of Nevada, scientists were working on a top-secret project that even today sounds like science fiction. It was called Project Pluto, the code name for one of the most terrifying weapons ever conceived. At its core was an idea so radical it bordered on madness. What if the US could build a missile that never ran out of fuel? A weapon that could fly for months, weaving through enemy territory, dropping nuclear bombs at will. To do that, they needed a nuclear-powered cruise missile. It was called SLAM, the Supersonic Low Altitude Missile. This wasn't a missile like we know them today. It wasn't meant to hit one target and explode. It was designed to fly at Mach 3, just above the ground, dropping multiple hydrogen bombs across the Soviet Union. It would be guided by an onboard computer and radar, flying under radar detection, and it was powered by a tiny onboard nuclear reactor, a first in weapons technology. But here's where it gets even more disturbing. The reactor inside this missile would use air as coolant, sucking in oxygen as it flew. That means as it flew across the sky, it would spew out radioactive particles, contaminating every place it passed over. That wasn't a bug in the design, it was a feature, because even if it never dropped a bomb, it would leave a trail of radiation and create chaos just by flying over cities. And it flew so low and fast, the sonic boom alone could break windows and shatter nerves. And once its bombs were dropped, it would just keep flying until it crashed somewhere or self-destructed. The missile would be practically impossible to intercept. Project Pluto's first prototype reactor was successfully tested in 1961 at the Nevada test site. It worked. The engine generated 500 megawatts of power from something the size of a small barrel. It could have powered a small city. Instead, it was designed to be a flying nuclear apocalypse. So why didn't they launch it? By the mid-1960s, the world began to realize that Project Pluto wasn't just powerful, it was completely uncontrollable. It could poison the planet, create international incidents, and couldn't be safely tested in flight. And with the rise of intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs, Pluto started to look outdated, and too dangerous even for war. In 1964, the project was quietly shut down. Project Pluto never launched. But the terrifying fact remains. The US had successfully built a weapon that could fly forever, destroy entire nations, and keep flying. And almost no one talks about it.